bullet point is face cards / Jonah Howard King. Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, and welcome back to another episode of Culture Notes, where two interns give their opinions on the latest developments in film, TV, and books. I'm റᴱ.
And I'm Katrina. As per last episode, it's definitely a Superman summer.
For sure, but spooky season fans know it's also slasher summer or summerween, which is why this episode is going to be about the 2025 legacy sequel, I Know What You Did Last Summer,
and the thriller novel, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder.
So let's get into I Know What You Did Last Summer. It originally was a book that came out in the 1970s, I believe. I'll edit it on screen if I'm wrong. And it was adapted into a film in 1997 with like Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. And then there was a sequel that didn't do so well. And then there's the 2025 movie that just came out as a sort of sequel to both of those, I suppose. And I would say it was not as bad as people are saying it was. I think it has like 2.5 stars on Letterboxd and about 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think that's a wee bit harsh. I gave it, I think, 3.5 stars. Like, it wasn't that bad. The only thing I would really criticize is that the acting in the beginning was a little, it was like, kind of took me out of the movie a little bit. It was pretty much only the beginning. It got better as we went. And also, like, the inciting event itself, basically what happened was one of them was standing in the middle of the road and a car swerved out of the way and crashed into the river. And so they were like, oh my gosh, we just killed that guy.
Not really. Killed himself, so
you know, I mean, like, the same thing would have happened if there was like a deer in the middle of a road or like a can. You know, I don't think the charges would have been that serious.
No.
Yeah, but they still like felt really bad, and then like completely they called the police. So yeah, because you can't really dive into the lake and get him out of the car.
True. They could have tried though.
They could have tried. And then they like ran when the police got there because they thought they were, I don't know, the charges would have been more serious. I don't know. I was a little underwhelmed, but I guess the point was to take accountability regardless of what you did, and that makes sense. Next bullet point is face cards / Jonah Howard King. Who's the whole time, like every time an actor came on screen, I was like, whoa, okay, star-studded. They even had Gabriette in there. She's low-key niche, I fear. I don't know if she's a model or if like she's just itsy bitsy actor, but she's all over Pinterest all the time. And so when I saw her in the movie, I was like, Gabriette.
It's everywhere at this point.
Literally. And I forgot. It's not Olivia Holt. Let me quick Google search. But Jonah Howard King, he was Prince Eric in The Little Mermaid, the live action. And I loved the live action.
Me too.
Yeah, I feel like that was overhated. I think she was so Ariel. Alas, this isn't about Ariel, so let me lock in. So I said it was overall a fun cat and mouse chase. Like it was like your average slasher, running from the bad guy. Some people succeeded. It was a little predictable. Like you could tell when someone was about to get gotten.
You see like that, like it's like that one shot, and then you just hear the music.
They're like, oh, it was nice knowing you. And then I put character development ? Yeah, characters didn't change too much. I guess it's fair. And then like again, it was kind of predictable. It was like every character was like fit into a stereotype low-key. So you kind of knew what they were gonna do from beginning to end. Except for like the killer, that was a bit of a plot twist. I didn't totally expect it to be who it was. Should I say that here? I feel like if someone's watching, they low-key already saw it. I don't know. And then
spoiler alert.
I didn't expect it to be Stevie. And I put here Terrifier 3. Have you seen any of the Terrifier movies?
I watched the first and second one.
Yeah, I saw the first and the third one. I skipped the second one. But in the third one, there's a true crime podcast girl who was super insensitive and romanticizing Art the Clown. And then I don't know, she was a little nuts, and then she got killed by Art the Clown, and it was
I can't understand that one. See, I see you also have Scream on here, right? You know, yeah. I can understand Ghostface or yes, but Art the Clown? Come on now.
Question mark. Yeah, and I Know What You Did Last Summer, there was also a true crime podcast girl who made merchandise of the original murders, and she literally, when she was face to face with the killer, she was like, "Don't kill me, I'm a fan. You're a fan." It was funny. Obviously she said that out of panic, but low key she was a fan. And so I think they were just criticizing people who romanticize true crime and act like it's fictional, actual stories. And I think that's a good thing to point out, because what do you mean you're glamorizing someone who got murdered?
For real.
Don't know about that one. And then I did put Scream 1996, which is the original. There was some parallels in I Know What You Did Last Summer, the opening scene where Casey gets chased by Ghostface. That low-key happened scene for scene in this one, where one of the characters named Teddy was getting chased by the fisherman, and it was legit the same exact scene. And I think that anytime I'm watching a slasher, I'm did the director watch Scream? I know what you put this from.
Yeah, I honestly wish sometimes some of them people would fight back, to be honest. Sometimes they do, sometimes, but not really. Or when they trip over air, I'm come on now.
Please lock in. Yeah. But the character Teddy, he was a bodybuilder. He hit the gym, so he was fighting back for a while, but she got him eventually.
And at least he went out fighting.
Right, at least he went out fighting. Yeah. They actually had some pretty good criticism in here, which is why I think the 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, that was a little mean. They said some good stuff. They criticized people in positions of power who try to preserve their image over the people, because I don't think he was the mayor of the town, but he had a lot of influence in the town. And when the murders started happening, he told the police to cover it up instead of investigating, because he didn't want the tourists to run away and find out there was a murder. And so it got so bad that literally his son got killed because he wouldn't let the police do their job. It's I wonder why that happened.
Yeah.
Right, so I thought that was a really good thing to point out. Yeah, it was funny. It was mostly geared towards Gen Z. I went to see it with my mom, and then they said some lines that obviously wouldn't make sense to anyone over the age of 28. It was a very target audience, and I guess it didn't work because it clearly was reviewed pretty lowly. And then other things they talk about are the effects of suppressed trauma. One of the original characters ended up being the killer because he was so traumatized from what happened. I thought it was a clever way to reinsert one of the original characters, because sometimes they bring back an OG character just to kill him off. So it was nice that he had an actual role. He did die, but he did something first. And pretty entertaining. Didn't completely ruin the original or anything. I think it paid good homage. And then the last thing I have is there was a really good scene with a priest. He was knew who the killer was, and low-key, he didn't do the killing, but he helped him out a little bit. And he was so consumed by guilt that he had this huge sword, and stabbed himself in the abdomen, and he was posed in prayer with the sword sticking out, and the stained glass windows were shining through. It was very cinematic, and I was whoa.
It's giving like anime scene.
I was like, you guys ate that up low key. And then, yeah, it's essentially the same story as the 1997 one. Like, they do the same thing, but it was nice how they incorporated the legacy characters. I think that was nice. And not that common, I don't think. Usually, when they do a throwback to, like, the original characters, it's really short. Like, have you seen 21 Jump Street, the movie?
No.
That was, I, like, just watched that, like, 2 days ago. But they, Johnny Depp and the other guy from the show were in it, but only for, like, a couple seconds. Like, they were in disguise most of it, and then they got revealed, and as soon as they got revealed, they died.
Oh god.
So it was nice that they
Why is it always like that though?
Right? Like, what did you bring them back for?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it under 1 billion minutes. Last time I talked about Superman for 25 minutes.
Okay, but that's understandable though.
It's Superman.
Exactly.
So I'll stop here.
Okay, so on to me now, I guess. Okay, so the book I'm recommending to all you guys is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. It came out in 2019. It's the first book out of 3 in the trilogy. I would say so far, from what I can remember, it was a really good book, especially if you're just getting into like thrillers and mystery and want somewhere to start. They also just came out with a TV show like last year about it. I haven't personally watched it yet, but if you guys want to, you should check it out, especially because one of the actors who is the main character, hopefully I'm not saying her name wrong and it's the right person, Emma Myers, she plays Enid in Wednesday. Go check out Wednesday too. New season just came out.
Did it? When did it come out? Was it today, yesterday?
I think it might have been yesterday.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so I'll give you guys a quick little summary of the book. Pip, or Pippa, well, Pippa is her real name, but she likes to be called Pip, main character of the story. She likes digging up old murder cases in her town that were supposedly solved. And one of the cases she digs up is about a cheerleader that went to her high school that got murdered supposedly by her boyfriend, Sal. And Pippa isn't fully convinced. So it starts off like as a school project and then leads her to discovering things that people want to stay buried, because really it's not a solved case when you really think about it. It has a lot of twists and turns that will have you second guessing everything and everyone you come in contact in the book. Like, I'm usually pretty good at like guessing like who's the killer or who's tied. It just had me all over the place. I'm like, where is this going? Like, I don't know. And then on to like more serious notes, kind of some of the themes and like tones they touch up on are like subtle themes about race, media bias, and justice, especially like the power of persistence and how it can really change everything, especially the things you thought were true. Like, Pippa's determination shows the importance of asking hard questions even when it's uncomfortable or dangerous. It also like highlights racial and social bias, especially in how cases are handled by media and police, and how you shouldn't just take things at face value. You should question things, seek the truth, and speak up even if it's a little risky. I ate. Okay, why I would recommend it is because it's more than a murder mystery to me. It's about like speaking up when it's easier to stay silent and seeking truth even when it's uncomfortable. And Pip is a really relatable and determined main character who makes you really root for her. And it actually shows, like you were saying, like before, how it kind of shows in the movie. It has like a lot of mix of interviews, journal entries, and other things that feels like you're actually solving the case with her. It also was a really good and addictive read. Like, I really recommend you guys to go read the book. That's all for me.
Now I have to go read it. Wait.
You should. Or I haven't seen the show. I'm gonna have to check the show out.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard good things about the show, but also I feel like people are more inclined to watch shows instead of read books. So, like, was it really better, or did you not read the book?
True.
Yeah, we ate that. That was really short. Let me think. Can't think of any ways to connect the movie to the book more. I think because in the book, would you say that the crime was intentionally covered up, or do you think
yes,
it was just
intentionally covered up?
Yeah, just like the murders in I Know What You Did Last Summer, they purposefully covered them up to maintain the image of the town, which was
because was it also a small town?
It was, yeah.
See, that's the thing. It's always a small town.
Always
wanted stuff covered up. Always.
And like criticizing people in power who don't do all they can to help. Like, girl, your little town. It's not that important.
It's barely on the map. Like, come on now.
Lock in. Like, there won't be any tourists left if you just let them all get eaten up by the murderer.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just gonna be you left in the small town with the killer at that point.
Exactly. And what now? What now?
Exactly.
But yeah, as per usual, we hope you enjoyed this episode. And as per usual, we have something important to tell you.
Yes. We're gonna be doing this probably at the end of every episode, talking about Krystal Clark and her case, and we'll pop up her link tree and possibly her QR code. That way you guys can scan and find more out about her, and especially everything she's been dealing with while in ᴛɪ̀ᴍᴇ Valley, all the mold and the breathing issues, and even some stuff that the workers have brung onto this case that have shown. And not just Krystal Clark either. There's also tons of other women who are dealing with it in the prison as well.
Yeah, it's extremely unsafe conditions, and we all need to like band together and see what we can do to help. You know, donating, checking out her link tree, calling government officials.
Yeah.
All the
Governor ᴛɪ̀ᴍᴇ.
Big Gretch. Yeah. I think that's all I got. I was gonna say the movie for next episode, but like I don't know what movie I'm gonna watch next. To
be determined, guys. To be determined.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Wow. Oh wait.
No, I was just gonna say bye too. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.